Good morning or good afternoon. I get up a little late in the day, so this is my morning, I guess. I'm just checking in to see how everybody's doing and just trying to think of something funny to send along today. I saw a little video of some guy, some comedian in another country talking about songs and playing them back, and you could just hear what he was saying, but it was ridiculous and nothing like the song was saying. But and I worked at a record store for a few years in Portland, Oregon in the 70s, and it was my favorite job. Didn't make any money. Got to go to a lot of shows and meet a lot of rock stars, peripherally anyway. But I loved music, and the lyrics were very important to me, and so I was pretty big on knowing what the words were to the songs. And my sister Val and my daughter Valerie seemed to have a knack for just cracking me up with their versions of songs. And one example was my sister Val was with Mike, her husband, and they were driving down the street, and they drove past a Western store, and there was the body of a it was like a promotional thing of a horse, but just the body, and no limbs. And so she said, "Oh, that reminds me of that song." And he said, "What song?" And she said, the one about, "I've been to the desert on a horse with no legs." And he just proceeded to burst into laughter and go, "Oh my God." And he called his friend Dawn and told Dawn what Val had said. And then Dawn said to his wife, "This is funny, Val said this." And then she goes, "Oh, that's silly. It's the horse with no eyes." So I don't know what song they were listening to, but I thought, wow, if you were in the desert on a horse with no legs and no eyes, you're going to die. So I think America had it right with just a horse with no name. You just call it horse, that's fine. You still write it. So, but my daughter, Valerie, she was great. She used to sing Pat Benatar's song, "Hit Me With Your Pet Shark." And I thought, okay, yeah, I can see where you could hear that. But it still never failed to crack me up. And but my favorite one was when she was listening to Roberta Flack's big hit, and she came over and she said, "Mama, that's such a pretty song, but it's so creepy." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, where he says, "I'm killing me softly with his saw." Ah! So anyway, yeah, not something you want to sing before they go to bed at night. But anyway, I just think Steve and I have found that sometimes when we're talking to each other, either I'm talking too fast and he doesn't hear very well, and I don't see that great. So sometimes we miss out what we're saying to each other. And we have to be very careful because we've walked around with the wrong understanding about a few things. So we're being very clear. I think we should write it down, and then we'll know what's happening. But today is a beautiful day. I hope you're out in your yard or taking a walk or pulling some weeds, reading a nice book, something that makes you happy, listening to music, and pay attention to the words. And while you're doing that and you're having something to drink, don't imbibe anything caustic or poisonous. That'll be the last drink you ever have. So be careful, use common sense. And hey, let me know if you can tell me. There's so many other great songs out there that people have screwed up. I'd love to hear what some of yours are. So love you, stay well, stay home, and be happy. Okay, bye.